anybody tell me on this daily opener, daily work, what is one comma that's missing? Catherine?
After in May.
After May. So I think you guys have learned in IEW that anytime you've got any type of opener, put a comma after it. That is a really safe practice. I strongly recommend that. I will tell you, in the broader academic world, if it's a two-word prepositional opener, it's not required, okay? But I just think safely, it's good to put a comma. Another comma that's missing, Ben.
After Odyssey, but
After Odyssey.
I thought that there would be a.
Oh, okay, actually, what I wanted here, that's what I wanted, but it doesn't really change what you did. I wanted you to see a comma splice, which puts a comma where a period should be. Anna Grace, what did you do in this area?
I put a period after Odyssey and then capitalized each.
Okay, so let's just talk about, there's three things that you could do here. You could have put a period and capitalized. What's something else you could have done? Campbell?
Oh, semicolon.
Okay, semicolon. So let's just have a word about semicolons. I love semicolons, and somebody told me in 4B that their grammar teacher hates semicolons. And I think this is the reason why. If you overuse semicolons, they're not effective. A semicolon is to join two independent clauses that are connected. So when we say the school is going to participate in Odyssey and that each homeroom will compete, those are connected. So a semicolon would be appropriate. If I said that Eliza Min is going to walk her dog after school and Maddie plays tennis, these are not related, okay? So you've got to only use a semicolon when clauses are related, okay? Then there's one more way, Belle?
You put a conjunction,
Okay,
like in between Odyssey and each.
so you could have done that, okay? So any one of those three ways, we're gonna keep going over that. Is there another piece of punctuation missing, Jonathan?
Period.
Okay, yeah. Let's not forget the obvious, having a period at the end of the sentence. And, yeah. Okay, questions about that?
It's just like habit now for me to put a period in.
What?
It's just like habit for me. Like even when I do bullet points, I find myself putting periods at the end.
Okay,
of the
Catherine, it's such a great habit, and there are so few people that have that habit, so awesome. Okay, what is missing from this, Timothy? Number 2.
There's a comma after college,
Okay, why do you have a comma after college?
because the first part after I graduated from college is the dependent clause.
At the beginning of the sentence. That was great, you said that like a real grammar person. So after dependent clause at the beginning. Okay, and where should another comma be, Liza Min?
After a job,
Okay, why would you have a comma after job?
because I began paying for health insurance as an independent clause.
You're joining two independent clauses with a conjunction after it. Okay, good. And then Olivia? A period at the end of it. So this is really good. And editing applies to all subjects. In fact, you guys are writing a research paper for science, and we're going to have a day in class where we edit your science paper. So editing is very, very
That's gonna be a lot of editing.
helpful. Okay, we are going to start a new unit today on adverbs, and we're getting into the deeper end of the grammar pool. We've gradually been going over the 8 parts of speech, and this is one. You just have one person. This is one part of speech that is a sizable family in the parts of speech.
What exactly is this thing?
This is gonna go under grammar. And for those of you that didn't hear, your daily work is starting all over again. So you can get rid of the daily work if I've checked off your notebook. And those of you that are waiting, when we do homework, I'm gonna come around and I'm going to check off your notebook. And then you can just get rid of that, okay? Extra. So, adverbs are sizable. There are many of them. Let's see if anybody can just quickly tell me what is an adverb. Do you just remember? Does it, Maddie?
An adverb modifies a verb telling when, where, with, no.
Okay, you don't need to tell me the questions. It modifies a verb. Does it modify anything else?
Or an adjective.
Or an adjective, or
Whatever.
another adverb. Okay? So let's just write this down. It's a word that modifies an adjective, a verb, or another adverb. It modifies an adjective, a verb, or another adverb. What was the word that you guys learned for adverbs? How, when you were labeling adverbs in your papers for Mrs. Smith, what word did you use? LY words, and that's because like 75% of all adverbs end in an LY word, but LY suffix. But there are 4 types of adverbs, and I want to define those very quickly. So right underneath that, a simple adverb is formed without a suffix. So write that down under simple.
So just know something.
Yes, it's formed without a suffix.
Under
And
simple?
Yes.
you won't have an ER or an LY. And tomorrow or the next day, you're gonna get a list of adverbs, and you'll see there are quite a few of them that don't have a suffix. But I want you to just write down 2 examples for right now, and that is easy and hard. Easy and hard.
Under what?
Under simple. So I just want you to have a couple of examples, and easy and hard can also be adjectives, but they are simple adverbs. Okay, so the next kind is negative. And so can anybody think of any words that negate the verb in a sentence?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
not?
Not. Okay, so I'm just going to give you examples of this because negative, they are words that negate. And here are the examples you can write down. No, not, never.
Wait, what's the
If you want to write down a definition, you can say words that negate negative. I think that's kind of obvious, so you can also just put down examples. No, not, never. So you might say, I will never go deer hunting. Will never go. Okay? Or he did not brush his teeth. I know. It's disturbing. Okay, so that's negative. What do you think affirmative does? Maddie?
Is it like, yeah, it's, yeah, this, I don't know what another word without.
Okay, it affirms the meaning. So again, I don't think you necessarily need a definition for this, but some examples of affirmative would be, of course, absolutely, yes. Those are all affirmative adverbs. They also end in ly.
How do you spell absolutely? What's sure one?
ABSOLUTELY. Sure, I think. Don't write that down, Lucy, because that kind of stumped me when they asked that last class. I just want to make sure, but I think it is. Certainly, of course, without a doubt.
That has an ly thing. Wait, of course.
So that's also going to be another type of adverb. Okay? Hmm?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Wait, so when you just say it's an adverb?
Hmm? If you say yes, like if you say, are you going to
The movie on Friday.
the movie on Friday? Yes.
Isn't that an
It's not. There's another part of speech that it is when it's used like that. The same way that no, if you answer a question yes or no, I don't think that makes either of those an adverb.
Yeah, I thought
It's
it was
an
an
interjection.
Thank you. That was the word I was looking for all day. Okay, so they can be interjections. Okay? So they've got to be used to describe a verb. And actually, you know what? Yes. How would yes ever describe a verb?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's always an interjection.
Let me research that, okay? Okay, but
We didn't-
no can be used to describe, okay? Okay, Kristen.
Not going.
You said the definition of affirmative again?
affirmative affirms the meaning. Okay? Okay, so there are these questions that adverbs answer. And before we answer those questions, let's just make sure we're strong in what an adjective is. So Olivia, what is an adjective? Adjective, not adverb. Adjective.
A word that modifies or defines a noun or noun.
Just modifies. A noun or a
Pronoun.
pronoun. Okay? So we've got that, and then we've got adverbs over here that modify verbs, adjectives, adverbs. What questions does an adjective answer? Belle?
Which one, what kind, how many?
Yes, what kind, how many, which one, whose. Okay, so you've got those questions. Now you've got to learn adverb questions, and there's a lot more. There's 7 or 8 there. So we're going to learn a little chant. What?
Did we learn like 5?
We learned 5.
You have learned 5.
We
I'm
learned-
giving them all to you. Okay? So the thing with grammar, you're always getting it in increments, and then we're adding layers. So these are all, and on your homework tonight, they're only going to have 4 listed, but these are all the questions that an adverb can answer.
How about flexible?
What?
How about flexible?
Did I not give you? Oh,
Yeah.
flexional. Those are the ly adverbs. And I also want you to write this down, that they are typically adjectives plus an ly. Okay?
Wait,
So,
can affirmatives end in ly?
yes. So there's some overlap. You can have an affirmative flexional adverb. Okay? I am not ever going to have you sort them into those 4 categories. I just want you to see how big the pool of adverbs are. So, but a lot of adjectives can be made into adverbs. So, oh gosh, let me think of an example. Okay, she,
Slowly.
okay, he is very slow at
Walking.
Walking.
math, okay? So that would be an example of slow being an adjective, but you could say he slowly completed his math, okay? Mm-hmm.
So it usually ends in ly is the definition.
Flexional always ends in ly,
Oh.
okay? It's always gonna end in ly, and it's typically an adjective, and that's just the one that you've traditionally used. That's like 75% of the adverbs. They're ly adverbs, just the nerdy name for them is flexional, okay? Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna learn this little chant, and there are 8 questions, and they're kind of in order of, well, maybe they're not in order. They're not in any particular order. Maddie?
What is also? Is that an
Also?
adverb? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that, what I was hoping you guys would see on the test is that was a correlative conjunction, but also.
Oh, I did not see that.
I did not count that.
Oh,
Okay,
hallelujah.
yeah. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it one time, and then we're gonna do this, and everybody's gonna wake up. Charlie, can you wake up? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. How, when, where, why, to what extent, how often, how much, under what condition. It's so simple, but wait a second, it's syncopated, so just notice, how, when, where, take a little pause, why, to what extent, pause, how often, pause, how much, under what condition.
It is in order.
Okay, it's goofy, it's very goofy, but it's very effective. You will not forget your adverb questions. Okay, so I want you guys, no matter how cool you are, you need to at least have one hand doing this. And I think even better to do this because you don't get to pound the desk very often.
Judge Freeman.
Okay, and you need to say loudly so our remote learners will learn. So you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. How, when, where, why, to what extent, how often, how much, under what condition. Okay, that was great. Let's do that. I'm gonna walk around and listen to you guys, and I want you to do it 3 times. Does somebody want to come up here and lead?
Me.
Okay, Maddie.
With other people.
Maddie and Catherine.
Yes.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
You've got the sheet there. Pound on the desk.
Okay.
Okay, let's turn the camera. Oh, maybe. Can I get this fancy?
Oh God.
Are you ready? Okay. Start us off, and I want to hear everybody.
1, 2, 3.
How, when, where, why, to what extent, how often, how much, under what condition. How, when, where, why, to what extent, how often, how much, under what condition. How,
So the whole point is that you guys are going to have to recite these. And today you're going to focus on using 4 of these questions. But I think in 2 days we're going to talk about all 8 of them. Okay, that is it for the notes. Okay, I want to pause for a moment and tell my remote learners that today you need to draw a candy cane next to your name on your homework. Okay, so you guys, it's a little thing I'm doing for the remote learners. I need to give you your homework.
draw a candy cane confused? You mean candy corn? Candy cane's for
No, I said candy cane because I was doing something unpredictable that's seasonally not appropriate.
Just
Like a few more
are you
days.
making sure they're
So
watching
that
the
they
video?
make sure they watch the video?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, that's what we did in Miss Cole's class last
I
year.
know. I actually got the idea and then I gave her the idea. No, what's happening is that evidently not many people are watching these videos that are stressing the teachers out, so we're gonna give a little incentive. So you guys have a participation grade to listen and have material, and this is gonna be their participation grade.
Yeah, but in Miss Cole's class, for each test, we would have a test review, and then we would go check it online, and to make sure you checked it online, it would say draw something by your name on the
I
test.
thought it was brilliant.
And you get an extra point if you did it.
I thought it was brilliant, so that's gonna be their participation grade,
Okay.
okay?
Oh, my bad.
You're so smart. Thank you. So smart, I forgot to record your paper grades. Okay.
Don't worry
so,
about it.
You guys,
What about adverbial phrases and adverbial forms?
we're gonna do that another day, okay? So let's go over, this is, now not this class, but some of my classes, struggle in following instructions, and there are 2 sets of instructions. So, Charlie, in your big voice, can you read the directions for exercise A?
Each of the following sentences contains an adverb in italics. Draw an arrow from the adverb to the word it modifies. On the line provided, tell whether the modified word is a verb, an adjective, or an adverb.
Okay, so this part's pretty simple, I think. You have 2 examples. Let's do number 1 together. The italicized adverb is well. What is it describing, Lucy?
Talented.
Okay, we're on number 1.
Oh, sorry. What did that say?
Well is your adverb. What is it describing?
Place.
Plays. It's saying how she plays, so you'll draw an arrow to plays. And what part of speech is plays, Olivia? Verb. Okay, so on this exercise, you're working trying to see the parts of speech that it describes. So, Jacob, number 2, exceptionally is your adverb. What is it describing?
Talented.
Talented. And what part of speech is talented, Campbell?
Talented is an adjective.
Adjective. So you are adjective in the line. And then number 6, your italicized adverb is so. What is it describing, Christian?
Say number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Fast.
It's describing fast. What part of speech is fast?
Adverb.
It's an adverb. Okay? So I've just given you an example of each one. Now, flip over to the back side. This one is a little bit more challenging. Josh, can you read the directions loudly?
Underline each adverb in the following sentences. Then circle the word or words the adverb modifies. On the line provided, write whether the adverb tells how, when, where, or to what extent.
Okay, so we're just doing 4 questions. And already, you're gonna realize that adverbs will sometimes answer more than one question. So if you're like, oh, that answers how often, it also answers when. That's okay. Okay, so let's do the first one. Akio arrived early. So Jonathan, what's the adverb?
Early.
Early. So you should underline early. Timothy, what is early modifying?
Arrived.
Arrived. And Anna Grace, what question is early answering?
When.
When. So you're gonna write when in that. Okay. And then number 2, Charlie, what is the adverb in number 2?
Then.
No.
Oh, faster.
Faster. Okay, and what is it modifying, Sarah Rhodes?
Run.
run, and what question is it answering?
Some,
Kate, what question is faster?
what extent?
No.
How?
How, okay? And I'm having a little pause because I think than might be part of it, but I'm not sure, so I'll check that. But for sure, faster should be underlined, run should be circled,
Wait, is it
and how do I run?
Is it can run or just
Oh, can run, yeah. Okay, and then, is there one more to do? Let's see. Let's do, okay, oh yeah, 3 is a good one. So, Caroline, what is the adverb in 3? Very, okay, and what is it describing? Liza Min?
sure.
Sure. Okay, and Maddie, what's the question it's answering?
To what extent?
To what extent? So that's a good example of to what extent. And sometimes how and to what extent can easily be confused. The whole point is that you have questions that help you identify the adverb. Okay? There are, but I will let you know in my last class, probably a third finished in class.
Wait, on the other page, can we do number 3? I mean,
Okay, hold on, because Olivia asked about number 6, and this is a really good one. Well, yeah, this is okay. So what, Olivia, what is the adverb in that?
Is it always?
It's always.
And early.
No, because early is, oh, wait a second, hold on.
No, isn't early.
If it was early, what question?
When?
When? Early.
I said always, and then it's modifying early, which is an adjective.
Yeah, I would have said that exact same thing. But it answers when, and it also answers the what. So, what do you do if you're not sure like that?
You just guess.
Always and.
Buckle in and hope for the best.
No, buckle in and hope for the best. No, this is what I do because the English language is so hard. I just go to dictionary.com and I'm like, early. Okay, it looks like this could be an adjective. Can it be an adjective? So when you look it up,
And adjectives trump adverbs, right?
oh, darn it, it can be an adjective or an adverb.
Look up always.
No, always is for sure an adverb.
Just don't do number 6.
Okay. So let's just talk about for a second, he is early. So if you've got a subject and a linking verb, is early describing the subject?
Yes.
Yes, that's where I would say that early is being used as an adjective. Always is your adverb.
So it's like he equals early.
Yes. Okay, just based on, this is what you do with English. You just have to ask the questions. Always. What
But
question
he's not
does,
always early.
huh?
But like, he equals early. He's not early. He's not like he's not early.
That's right. That's why it's not a predicate nominative.
So would it
But is early describing him?
Yeah.
Predicate adjective.
So would it be
Okay,
answering the
good job.
question, what extent?
To what extent? Yes. To what extent is he early? Always.
To what extent can I just do TWE?
Yes, that's right. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys work on this for a few minutes. I need to check off notebooks, and then I am going to return your test. In the last 5 minutes, we'll talk about the test.
Can you do number 3 on the front page?
Number 3 on the front.
What does
Okay.
seldom mean?
So seldom,
Not very often.
right? And so what's it describing? Loses. And what part of speech is loses?
A verb.
A verb. Okay? So just the directions on side 1 are very different from the directions on side 2. Don't go back and forth. Try to stay with one page. Timothy,
Can I go to the bathroom?
you may. Thank you for waiting and being so patient. Okay.